Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, student. Today I'm going to solve the IGCSE past paper for October-November 2023, variant third. Now let's start the questions of this paper. Question 1. The table shows the amount received when exchanging rate $100 in some countries. Countries here are Wales, India, China, and Spain. Brad changed $250 to Indian rupees. Calculate the amount he received correct to nearest rupees. You see here $100 change into rupees is 7,437.05. Now we find the rate value of $1 into rupees will be equal to 7,437.05 divided by 100. Now we calculated this value equal to 74.3705. Now we have to change $250. Then the $1 equal to 74.37, then $250 will be equal to 250 multiplied by 74.3705. We multiply it, we get 18592.6. Now we have to find nearest rupees. The nearest rupees here is 18592 value, and the neighboring digit is more than 5. We can write 18,593 rupees is the answer. Part B, Wang changed 5,400 Chinese yuan into dollar. Calculate how much he received in dollar correct to nearest cent. Exchange rate between Chinese yuan and $100. You see here the rate is 671.2 yuan change into dollar equal to $100. Now therefore we have to find 5,400 Chinese yuan. Therefore firstly we find the rate against 1 yuan. The 1 yuan into dollar, that's equal to 100 divided by 671.20. Now we calculated this value will be equal to 100 divided by 671.2, and this value equal to 0.1489. 0.1489. Now 5,400 yuan change into dollar. 1 yuan equal to 0.1489. Therefore 5,400, we multiply 5,400 to 0.1489, multiply 5,400, and this value will be equal to 804.529. Now you see here we have to find the answer correct to nearest cent. Now nearest cent is, this is the value of 52 cents, and but the neighboring digits is, you see here, is more than 5, therefore it become 53. Now we write here is 804.53 dollar is the answer. Now the next part of this question. Part C, Gretel lives in Spain and goes on holidays to Wales. She spends 3,500 euro in total on travel and hotels in the ratio travel ratio hotels equal to 4:3. Part first, how much Gretel spent in euro on traveling. Now you see here the ratio of the traveling and hoteling here is 4:3. Now we use this ratio, the actual amount of this ratio, that the actual amount on traveling, we suppose that using this ratio value, you see here, this is the 4. We can write this as 4x, and this is on hoteling. She spent actual amount hoteling will be 3x. Here is the statement, she spent $3,500 in total. Therefore, the total actual value on hoteling 4x plus 3x will be equal to 3,500, and therefore 7x will be equal to 3,500, and therefore x will be equal to 3,500 over 7. This is equal to 500. We spent on traveling 4x is 4 into 500 is 2,000. And on hoteling, that is 3x. This will be equal to 3 into 500 is 1500 euro. And this is the answer. Here is how much Gretel spent on traveling. In traveling is 2000 euro. And this is the answer. Next, how much she spent in pounds on hotels. Now on hoteling she spent is 1500 euro. We write here is the amount spent in on hotels, that's equal to 1500 euro. And we have to find this amount in pounds. Now we convert the euros into pounds. Now you see here, firstly we convert euro into dollar. After this, euro into dollar. After this, we convert dollar into pounds. Exchange rate here is dollar and euro. Now you see here the $100 equal to 85.35 euro. Now we write here is the 85.35 euro change into dollar is $100. Therefore, 1 euro will be equal to $100 divided by 85.35, and this is the rate of 1 euro into dollar, and this value we can find by 100 divided by 85.35, and this will be equal to 1.17. We write here is 1.17, and here is 1500 euro. Therefore 1500 euro will be equal to 1500 multiplied by 1.17, and this will be equal to 1757.46 dollar. Here is the dollar is 1757.46. We convert into pound. The rate between dollar and pound, you see here, $100 equal to 77.05 pound. Therefore, $1 will be equal to 77.05 divided by 100. This is the rate of $1 into pounds, and this value becomes 0.7705. Now that here is the total dollar given, $1757 change into pound. You see here $1 equal to 0.7705. Therefore, 1757.4. This change into pound, that will multiply 1757.46 multiply by 0.7705 multiply 0.7705. This will be equal to 1354 pounds, and this is the answer. Part third, Gretel flies home to Spain. The plane flight distance 2200 kilometer, correct to nearest 100 kilometer. The average speed is 740 kilometer, correct to nearest 20 kilometer. The calculate lower bound of time taken in hours and minutes. You see here the relationship between distance, time, and speed. The speed is equal to distance over time, and then time will be equal to distance over speed. Now we have to find the time in lower bound. Therefore, the time lower bound will be equal to distance in lower bound value over speed in upper bound value. Now the distance in lower bound value, this value will be equal to original distance. This is 2200 kilometer minus error. You know the error of this distance here is the accuracy is 100. Now this is the accuracy. If we divide this accuracy divided by 2, we get error. Now therefore this accuracy is 100 divided by 2. This is the error, and the error is 50. Now the 50 kilometer we subtract from 2200, we get 2200 minus 50. This will be equal to 2150 kilometer. And next is we have to find that average speed and the average speed in upper bound value. The average speed in upper bound value will be equal to the given speed 740 kilometer per hour plus error. Now error here is the accuracy of this speed here is 20 kilometer per hour. Now divided by 2 will get the error. Therefore, the 20 divided by 2 is equal to 10 kilometer per hour is the error. Now we add the 740 plus 10, that's equal to 750 kilometer per hour. Now we write here is 2150 divided by 750, and this will be equal to 2.86 hours. Now we convert it, here is the 2 hours plus 0.86 hour. We convert into minute. 0.866 multiply by 60, we get 51.9. We write 52 minutes, this value in minutes. Therefore, answer is 2 hours and 52 minutes is the time. Question number 2, the table shows the number of each bird seen in the garden on Monday. Part A, find the percentage of the birds that are starlings. Now you see here the total frequency of all birds. We add all these value, we get 30. And you see here, we have to find the percentage of the birds. The starling birds here are 11. And these 11 birds out of 30, we write 11 over 30. Therefore, 11 over 30 multiplied by 100, this is the percentage of starling birds. And this value will be equal to 36.66. And we write here is 36.67% is the answer. Part B, first part in the table, complete the column of the pie chart sector angle. Now you see here, when the frequency is 8, the angle is 96 degree. Therefore, we write here is 8, the angle is 96 degree. When the frequency is 1, the angle will be 96 over 8, that's equal to 12 degree. Now, therefore, we multiply by 12 to each frequency. Now, 6 multiplied by 12, that's equal to 72 degree. And same as 11 multiplied by 12, that's equal to 132 degree. And the last 5 multiplied by 12, we get 60 degree. And this is the answer. Next, we have to complete the pie chart to to show the information in the table. You see here the goldfish angle is 96 degree. We write here is 96 degree. Next is J in the 72 degree. We mark this angle by using the protector. And you see here the 72 degree. This is the 72 degree point. Next is 132. Now we write the 132. Firstly, we draw the line here, this line, and this is the 72 degree angle. Next is 132, and we marks 132, and you see here this is the position 132, and we draw the line here, and this line shows the 132 degree, and the last angle remain will be 60. This is the 60 degree angle, and we write the name here. This is J, this is Starling, and this is Robin. And now Now we move the next part of the question. Part C, on Tuesday, the number of goldfinches seen in the garden increased by 262.5%. Calculate the number of finches seen on Tuesday. Now the number of finches on Tuesday will be equal to original value plus increased value. Now you see here the original value is 8. Original goldfinches is 8 and the increased finches 262.5% of 8. Now we write 8 plus 262.5 over 100 multiply by 8, we get 8 plus 2.625 multiply by 8. This value equal to 8 plus 21, and this is the 29, and this is the answer. Now the part D. Part D, one of the most common bird in the world is red-billed Quelea, which lives in sub-Sahara Africa. There are approximately 1500 million birds in this area. Write 1500 million in standard form. Now we write firstly 1500 million. We can write 1500 multiply 10 power 6, and 1500 we can write 1.5 into 10 power 3 multiply 10 power 6. That will be equal to 1.5 into 10 power 9. This is the answer. Part second, the land area of sub-Saharan Africa is approximately 22.2 million square kilometer. Work out the average number of these birds per square kilometer. Now this value will be average number of these birds in per square kilometer will be equal to total birds divided by area. You see here the birds given here is 1.5 multiply 10 power 9, and the total the square kilometer area is given here is 21.2 million square kilometer. We write millions in 10 power 6, and we can write it as 1.5 into 10 power 9 minus 6 over 21.2. Now we get 1.5 divided by 21.2, we get 0.07075 multiplied 10 power 3. Now we multiply by 1000, we get 70.75, and we can write it 70.8 in 3SF value, and 70.8 birds per kilometer square is the answer. Question number 3, part A, describe fully single transformation that A onto B. Now firstly we see the size of the image. The size is same. If the size is different, this will be enlargement. Next we will see the drag. This figure is drag or not drag. You see here this is not drag. After this we will see we will join object points and image points. And when we join image and object points, if these lines are not parallel, it means this is the rotation. Therefore, this is rotation. And firstly, we have to find the center of rotation. To find the center of rotation, you see here, this is the points of A. We name it as P, Q, and R. And the image points you see here, if we rotate this figure into anti-clockwise direction, this figure we take the image points also in anti-clock, P dash, and this will be the Q dash, and this will be the R dash. And after getting these image points, we join the P to P dash and Q to Q dash, and we take the perpendicular bisector of PP dash and QQ dash, and where these two perpendiculars bisector meet, this will be the center of rotation. Now we draw the perpendicular bisector on firstly P dash. Now you see here we draw the perpendicular bisector P dash in red line. This is the perpendicular bisector by using the compass. Firstly, we draw the arc and taking P dash as a center on upward and left downward, and we take another arc from taking P as a center. This upward and downward both arc meet at this point, and we draw this line. And this line is the perpendicular bisector. And same here is the next is Q dash perpendicular bisector in green. Firstly, we draw the arc on up and down by taking Q dash as a center, and same here is Q as a center. You see here both arc in green meet at this position, and after joining these 2 points we get this perpendicular bisector. Both perpendiculars bisector meet at this position, and this point is the center of rotation. And you see here this is the point 27, and we see the angle of rotation by joining these P to this center of rotation. This is we represent by R. We join P to R. Now P to R, you see here this line is P to R, and then P to P dash, P dash into R. And after joining these 2 points P dash to R and P to R, the angle between PR P dash, this angle PR P dash, you see here this angle is 90°, and this is in anti-clockwise direction. We write here is the transformation A onto B is rotation in anti-clockwise, and the center of rotation is 27. And the next part B, draw the image of the triangle A after reflection in line y equal to 1. Now this firstly we draw the line y equal to 1. This is the line y equal to 1, the line parallel to x-axis, which cuts the y-axis at 1. Now we take the image of all points of this triangle, now P, Q and R. Now you see here the point P is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unit above. We take the reflection in line y equal to 1. This we take 5 unit below this image. Now the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the point P double dash. And next is the image of Q. You see here this is 2 unit above. We take the 2 unit below, 1, 2, and this is the image of point Q in reflection y equal to 1. And next is the point R. You see here this is 2 unit above, and we take 2 unit below, 1 and 2, and this is the R double dash. We join all these points. Now after joining these points we get a triangles P double dash Q double dash R dash. This is the transformation of triangle A after reflection y equal to 1. Now we name it as triangle, suppose triangle C. Next is the a translation vector 5 minus 7. Draw the image of triangle A after a translation by vector 5 minus 1. Move each points of this triangle 5 unit right and 7 unit below. Negative means 7 unit below. Now you see here firstly we move right side. Now right side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7 unit below 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the points, and we name it as P triple dash. Next is the point Q. Now you see here when we move 5 unit 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and 7 unit below 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you see here, this is Q triple dash. And next is the last point R. We move the 5 unit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 7 unit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is R triple dash. Now we join all these points. We get the image of A by translation vector 5 minus 7. Now this is the image. Now we name it as T. Next is the third part of part B. Draw the image of triangle A after an enlargement, scale factor 2, center minus 4, 5. Firstly, we mark the enlargement center minus 4, 5. Now this is the point minus 4, 5, and this will be the center of enlargement. And this triangle A, we name the points on this triangles P, Q, R. Now to draw the enlarged figure with scale factor 2 having center minus 4, 5. Now we see the object points P, Q, and R. We see the position of this point P from the enlarged center of enlargement. You see here this point P is 1 unit above from the center of enlargement, and this is point P is 1 unit above. And to mark the image point of P, suppose this is P1, this image point we multiply by 2, and this is 2 unit above. Therefore, we mark the point 2 unit above 1 and 2. This is the image point P1. Next, you see here the point Q. You see here the point Q is from the center of enlargement is 1 and 2 unit below. Therefore, 2 unit below, and we multiply the scale factor of a large figure is 2. We multiply by 2, we get 4. Now we 4 unit below, we mark the point here. This is the 4 unit below, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We name it as Q1. And next is the image point. We have to mark the image of point R. You see here this R, position of this point R from the center of enlargement. You see here this is 1 unit right and 1, 2, 2 unit below. Now we write 1 unit right and 2 unit below. The scale factor of this enlarged figure is 2. Therefore, we multiply by 2, and this multiply by 2, we get 2. We take the image point 2 unit right and 2 to the 4, 4 unit below. Therefore, we mark the position 1, 2, and 4 unit below, 1, 2, 3, and 4. This position is the image of R. This is R1. Now we join all these points P1, Q1, and R1. We get this is the triangle P1, Q1, R1, and this is the enlarged figure of object A and having a scale factor 2 with center minus 4, 5. Now we see the coordinates of these image points P1. You see here the coordinates of P1 is minus 4, 7, and the coordinates of Q1 minus 4, 1, and the coordinates of R1 is minus 2, 1. These are the points minus 4, 7, 4, 1, and minus 4, 1, minus 2, 1, and these are the points of a large figure P1, Q1, R1, and this triangle is the enlarged triangle. Question number 4, part A. Find the size of one interior angle of regular 10-sided polygon. Each interior angle of n-sided regular polygon equal to n minus 2 into 180 divided by n, as the n here is the number of sides. The number of sides here is 10 minus 2 multiply 180 over 10, and we get 8 multiplied by 18, and this will be equal to 144 degree. This is the size of interior angle. Now the part B. In this part B, the points A, B, C, D, and E lie on a circle. FG is a tangent to the circle at D. EB is parallel to DC. Find the value of W, X, Y, and Z. Now, firstly, we have to find this angle W. You see here, this is the tangent line, and this is the chord ED. And the tangent line and ED chord make an angle is 20 degree. Now the angle on alternate segment, you see here this angle EBD, angle on alternate segment, and the angle between tangent and chord is 20. Therefore, we write angle EDF is equal to angle EBD, and this angle EDF is degree, and this is W, and we write the property angle on alternate segment, we write here is always equal. We have to find the angle X. You see here the angle X EAD, and this angle is formed by the chord ED. You see here this chord ED make angle at circumference is at A, and this chord also make the angle on circumference as B. Therefore, the angle EAD will be equal to angle EBD, and the angle on same segment. You see here the EAD angle is X degree and EBD angle is W, and W is here is 20 degree. Therefore, X degree will be equal to 20 degree. And next we have to find the angle Y degree. This angle BDC, this angle equal to 20 degree because these are two parallel lines here. These are parallel lines, and this is the transversal line. And W degree equal to 20, we write here is star W degree equal to CDB. And this angle CDB is equal to 20 because this is the alternate angle on parallel lines, alternate angle on parallel lines, and therefore this is 20 degree angle. See here this chord DC, and this chord DC makes angle with tangent is 25 degree. This angle will be, and we name it as angle A, and this angle will be equal to 25 degree. We write here is the angle GCDG equal to angle DAC, and this angle A, and this is angle 25, and this angle is the angle on alternate segments, always equal. And you see here this is the triangle ADC, and this triangle ADC we use in triangle ADC. In this triangle, interior angle is 75, 25. We write here is sum of interior angle 75 plus 25 plus this angle Y plus 20, and this angle will be equal to sum of interior angle of triangle is 180. We write here is 120 plus Y equal to 180, and Y will be equal to 60. We write here is this angle is 60 degree. Now we have to find this angle Z. And this angle Z, you see here the chord. If we take this chord, you see here, if we take this chord and the tangent, this tangent and chord make an angle is equal to 45 degree, and the alternate segment of against this chord will be, this is this chord, and this angle BED will be the alternate segment. Now we write this angle will be 45 degree. Now we write here is use the property angle BDG. We write here is the angle BDG will be equal to angle BED, because the angles on alternate segment always equal, and here BDG is 20 plus 25. BD angle is Z degree, therefore Z will be equal to 45. We write the values of these angles. W is 20, X is 20, Z is 45, and Y is 60 degree. You see here, this is 60 degree. And this is the answer. Question 5. Indira records the time taken for worker, her company to travel to work. The table and the histogram, each part of this information. Here is the time and frequency. And here is the graph between frequency, density, and the time. Complete part A, complete the table and histogram. Now you see here the frequency is equal to frequency density equal to frequency divided by class width. Therefore, frequency will be equal to frequency density multiplied by class width. Now, class width multiplied by frequency density, we get the frequency. Now you see here, here is class width is 10, here is 5. Now the frequency density, you see here, this frequency density is 2.8. Therefore, we multiply 10 into 2.8. This is 28. And next is the frequency class width. You see here, this is 25 minus 10 is 15. This is 15, sorry. The class width is 15. We multiply 15 multiplied by frequency density. You see here is 3, and that's equal to 45. Next is the. Now to complete the histogram, firstly we find the frequency density. Frequency density equal to frequency over class width, and you see here the frequency here is 57 and class width is 15. Then 57 divided by 15, this will be equal to 3.8. And next is 38 divided by 20, and this will be equal to 1.9. And next is 12 divided by 20, and this will be equal to 0.6. Now we draw the bar here. First is we take the interval 25 to 40 and this interval, and we draw the bar from 40 to 30. This will be the position of 3.8. We join these and we get the bar between 25 to 40, and frequency density is 3.8. Next frequency density you see here 1.9 and 1.9 between 40 to 60. Now this line will be the 1.9 and this is 40 to 60. We draw the bar here. Next bar we take from 60 to 80 is 0.6. Now you see here this position will be 0.6 and this is 60 to 80. And these bar shows the histogram chart. And next we move the part B. Part B, calculate an estimate of the mean time. Now the formula of mean is equal to sum of values divided by total number of values. Sum of values in the group data is equal to sum of the values of the product of class marks and frequency. And we can write this summation fx, our total frequency. You see here, the class mark is the middle value of the class intervals. Now, firstly, we write the middle values, and the interval 0 to 10 middle is 5, and 10 to 25 middle value will be 17.5, and 25 to 40, the middle value will be 32.5, and 40 to 60, the middle value will be 50, and this is 70. Now we multiply 5 multiply 28 is equal to 140. 17.5 multiply 45, that's equal to 787.5. And 32.5 multiply 57, this equal to 1852.5. And 50 multiply 38, that's equal to 1900. And 70 multiply 12 is 840. And sum of all these values equal to sum of values of the data. We calculate it, and the summation of all these values is equal to 5520. Now the sum of frequency equal to 180. 5520 divided by 180, and this will be equal to 30.67. Now we write 30.66, that's equal to 30.67 minute. This is the mean of the value. Part C, Rashid says the longest time that any of the worker take to travel is 80 minutes. Why? Give a reason why Rashid may be wrong. Now the reason is that the exact time is not known because we consider time 80 minutes for time interval 79.5 minutes to 80.4 minutes. We take the time 80 minutes, and therefore the Rashid may be wrong. Part D, Indra picks 3 workers at random from those who take longer than 25 minutes to travel work. Calculate the probability that the one worker takes 60 minutes or less, and the other two each take 60 minutes, more than 60 minutes. Now you see here the Indra has to pick the worker who takes longer than 25 minutes to travel to work. Firstly, we see the how many workers who takes time longer than 25 minutes. You see here, here are the workers more than 25 to less than 40 is 57, and 40 to 60 is 38, 60 to 80 is 12. We add all these values, we get 107 worker who takes time longer than 25 minutes. Now we have to find the probability that one worker takes 60 minutes or less and the other two takes more than 60 minutes. Firstly, we represents the worker who takes time less than 60, who W dash, and the other two worker who takes time more than 60 minutes, we represent W double dash and W triple dash. Now the probability of if we pick the first worker who takes time less than 60, and the probability will be W dash we mark as the PW dash multiply double dash multiply PW triple dash. We find the probability if the first worker takes time less than 60. You see here that worker who takes time less than 60 out of 107 is 57 plus 38 is 95. The number of workers are 95 who takes time less than 60 out of 107, and the probability of W double dash will be you see here W dash W double dash represents the worker who takes time more than 60 minutes. Now the more than 60 minutes, you see here, here are 12 workers. Now we 12 out of 106 because one worker is already selected. Into next is we have to select the worker who takes time more than 60. You see here, uh, here are 12 worker and one is already selected. Therefore, 11 worker will be here out of 105 because two workers we already selected. Next is we have to find the probability of W double dash, W dash, and W triple dash. In this case, the probability of W double dash, if we select a worker who takes time more than 60 minutes, is 12, 12 out of 107, multiply the worker who takes time less than 60. You see here, here are 38 plus 57 is 95. Now 95 worker out of 106 because one worker is already selected, and W triple dash we have to select a worker who takes time more than 60 minutes. The number of worker will be 11 because one is already selected here. Therefore, the remaining worker, if we already selected two worker, the remaining worker will be 105. Therefore, the probability of triple W triple dash is 11 over 105. Now the probability of W double dash, W triple dash, and W dash. Firstly, we will find the probability of W double dash. Now you see here the W double dash, firstly we select the worker who takes time more than 60 minutes. You see here 12 out of 107 worker. And you see here the next is the probability W triple dash. We have to select a worker who takes time more than uh, uh, more than 60 minutes. Therefore, the 12 worker, there are 12 workers who takes time more than 60 minutes. Now one is already selected, therefore 11 worker remaining and out of 106. And the last and the probability of W dash will be the proper, you see here the in the W dash the worker who takes time more than 25 minutes and less than 60 minutes, there are 95 workers out of 105 because the two worker is already selected. Now we multiplied this number and we see the probabilities of W dash, W double dash, and W triple dash. You see here 95 multiply 12 multiply 11 divided by 107 divided by 106 divided by 105, and this will be equal to 0.01053, 0.01053, and this value will also be equal to 0.01053, and next is 0.01053. Now the probability one worker who takes 60 minutes or less, another two each more than 60 minutes will be equal to probability of W dash, W double dash, and W triple dash, or probability of W dash, W double dash, and W dash and W triple dash. And next is or probability of W dash, W triple dash, and W dash. Now the probability of W dash, double dash, and triple dash is 0.01053 plus, and this probability will also be 0.1053 plus
0.01053, then this value will be equal to 0.03159. Now the 3SF value we write 0.0316 is the probability of one worker who takes 60 minutes or less and other two more than 60 minutes. This is the answer.
Question number 6, f of x equal to 5x minus 3, g of x equal to 64 power x, h of x equal to 2 over x plus 1. Now you see here the f of x equal to 5x minus 3. Now here the x is 2, therefore we write in replace of x is 2 and 5, and replace of x is 2, 5 into 2 minus 3, that's equal to 10 minus 3 is 7. This is the answer. Next is g of f of 0.5. Now you see here g of x equal to 64 power x. Now we put the value of x here is f of 0.5, and we write in replace of x is f of 0.5. Now 64 we write here as it is. Now f of 0.5. You see here f of x is 5x minus 3. Therefore, we can write here is f of 0.5 equal to 5 into 0.5 minus 3. And this value will be equal to 2.5 minus 3. And this value will be equal to minus 0.5. Now we put the value here is in replace of f of 0.5, we write minus 0.5, and we can write this 8 square power minus 0.5 is minus 1 over 2. 2 will be cancelled. Now 8 power minus 1 is equal to 1 over 8, and this is the answer. Part B, find h inverse of x. Now h of x is equal to 2 over x plus 1. Firstly, we write here is h of x equal to 2 over x plus 1. And we can, if we can write it as h of x equal to y, and then x will be equal to h inverse of y. Therefore, if we make the subject x, now we can find inverse h inverse of y. You see here, we can write it as y equal to h of x is y equal to 2 over x plus 1. Now we can write it as y multiply x plus 1 equal to 2. We cross multiply this. Therefore, yx plus y equal to 2, and then yx equal to 2 minus y, and x will be equal to 2 minus y over y, and x here is h inverse of y. We can write h inverse of y equal to 2 minus y over y. Now we replace y with x. We get h inverse of x equal to 2 minus x over x, and this is the answer. Part C, find x when g of x equal to 1 over 2 power x. You know g of x is equal to 64 power x, and this will be equal to 1 over 2 power 5. And we shift this value from denominator to numerator, it becomes 2 power minus 5. And 64 we can write as 2 power x, 2 power 6 into x, and this can be written as 2 power 6x equal to 2 power minus 5, and therefore 6x equal to minus 5 because both having same base. Therefore, x will be equal to minus 5 over 6. This is the answer. Part D, write as single fraction in simplest form 1 over f of x minus h of x. Now you see here 1 over f of x minus h of x. Now we write 1 over f of x is 5x minus 3 and h of x here is 2 over x plus 1. Now we simplify this fraction. Now that we take the LCM, now the LCM is 5x minus 3 into x plus 1. And you see here the denominator of first fraction become 5x minus 3 into x plus 1. Therefore, we multiply numerator also by x plus 1. Now, if we multiply the numerator x plus 1 and denominator x plus 1, we get the same denominator. Therefore, we write is 1 into x plus 1. And same here, we multiply by 2 5x minus 3. Now, we can write this x plus 1 minus 10x minus 6 minus plus 6. And this can be written as 5x minus 3 into x plus 1. And we can write this minus 9x plus 7 over 5x minus 3 into x plus 1. Question 7, part A, complete the table. Y equal to 3 cos 2x degree. Values are given to correct to 1 decimal place. Now you see here the value of x 45 degree, the value of 5 is missing here. We can find this value when x is equal to 45. Then y will be equal to 3 cos 2x 2 into 45. Now this value is 90. Therefore, we can write 3 into cos 90 is 0. Therefore, 3 into 0 is equal to 0. Next is value here is when x equal to 60 degree, then y will be equal to 3 into cos into 2 into 60. And this will be equal to 3 cos 120. And this value will be equal to 3 multiply. The value of cos 120 is minus 0.5. Therefore, this value become minus 3 into 0.5. It becomes minus 1.5. And next is x equal to 80 and y will be equal to 3 into cos into 2 multiplied by 80. And this value will be equal to minus 2.8. Now we substitute the value. Here is 0 and this is minus 1.5 and this value is minus 2.8. Now next we have to mark the values in this graph. Here is x is 0, y is 3. When x is 10, y is 2.8. This is the position of 2.8 because one small square represents 0.2 unit. Now next is 20 to 2.3 and this is 2.2 and this will be the 2.3. 30 to 1.5 and this is 1 and 1.2, 1.4 and this value is 1.5. 40 to 0.5, now this is 40 to 0.2, 0.4 and this is 0.5. Now you see here this is 45, y is 0. Next is 50, y is minus 0.5, minus 0.2, 0.4 and this is 0.5, minus 0.5. Next is 60 to 1.5, this is 60 and this is the middle value of the minus 1 to minus 2. You see here minus 1.2, minus 1.4 and this value is minus 1.5. Now 70 to minus 2.3, this is the 70 and this value is 2.2 and 2.2 and this is 2.3. Next is 80 to minus 2.8. Now 80 to minus 2.8, this is 80 and this value is minus 2.8. and 92 minus 3. Therefore, we can write minus 92 minus 3. Now we join all these points. And this is the graph y equal to 3 cos 2x degree. Now use your graph to solve the equation 3 cos 2x minus 2. Now you look here, the minus 2, this is the value of y equal to minus 2, and this value is minus 2. And at this position, now you see here, this value is the value of x, and this is the 65 degree, and this is the answer. Part D, by drawing suitable straight line, solve the equation 120 cos 2x equal to 80 minus x. Now you see here, this is the equation given. Firstly, we write this equation in this form of 3 cos 2x. Therefore, we can write it as 40 multiplied by 3 cos 2x equal to 80 minus x. Now, the cos 2x, you see here, equal to y. 3 cos 2x equal to y. Therefore, we write here is 40 into y equal to 80 minus x. Now we can write this y equal to 80 minus our 40 minus 1 over 40x, and this will be equal to y equal to minus 1 over 40 x plus 2. This is the equation of line. To draw the equation of line on this graph, we take some values. Now you see here, if we take x is 0, then y will be equal to 2. And if we take y is 0, then y is 0, we can write it as 0 minus 1 over 40 x plus 2, and 140 x equal to 2 and x equal to 80. Now we have 2 points of the line. Now you see here, these two, when we join these 2 points, this line intersect the graph at this position. Now this is the position, and we see the value of the x. You see here, the value of x is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 34 degree. Now we mark the point here is 34 degree, and this is the 34 degree is the answer. Now the solution of this equation is 34 degree x. Question number 8, part A. The diagram shows a shape made from major sector AOB and triangle OBC and AOD. OB 6 centimeter, BC 2 centimeter, angle AOC 135 degree, angle BCO 90 degree. Show that angle BOC is 19.5 degree. Now you see here, we have to find this angle BOC, and this angle lie on a triangle BOC. We take this triangle BCO. Now we write in triangle BCO. This is the right angle triangle. Therefore, this side will be hypotenuse, and this side is opposite to this angle BCO. Now this, BOC. This is the opposite side of this angle BOC. Now we can write this ratio opposite our hypotenuse is equal to sine. Now the sine we write here is BOC equal to opposite our hypotenuse. Now opposite side here is 2 and hypotenuse is 6, 2 over 6, and sine BOC will be equal to 2 over 6. Therefore, BOC equal to sine inverse 2 over 6, we can write it as 1 over 3. And now we calculate it. 1 divided by 3, 0.33, we take the sine inverse. and this sine inverse is 19.47, and 3SF value will be 19.5, and hence it is proved that the BOC is 19.5 degree. And this is the solution. Now we move the next part of this question. Part second, calculate the area of the major sector AOB. Now you see here, this is the major arc, and these are two radii. The area between these two radii and major arc is the major sector. And to calculate the area of major sector, firstly we have to find the angle of this major sector. The angle subtended by the major arc at this point will be equal to 360 minus 135 minus 19.5, because the sum of adjacent angle 135 plus 19.5 plus angle AOB equal to 360. Therefore, this angle AOB will be equal to 360 minus 135 minus 19.5, and this value is equal to 205.5. And after calculating this angle, we use the formula. The angle area of major sector is equal to angle over 360 multiplied by pi r square. You see here the angle is 205.5 divided by 360, multiply pi value, we take 3.142. The radius here is 6 into 6. Now we calculated this value will be equal to 64.56, and 3SF value will be 64.6. This is the answer. Question 8, part 3rd of part A. You see here the C is the midpoint of the OD length, and calculate AD. Therefore, OC length will be equal to CD. Firstly, we will find the length of OD. Before finding the length OD, we will find OC length by using Pythagoras theorem in this triangle OCB. In triangle OCB, the Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse square equal to base square plus perpendicular square. You see here this length is the hypotenuse, opposite of this 90-degree side. The opposite to this 90-degree, this side is called hypotenuse, and CB length, we name it as perpendicular, and suppose this length OC is base. Therefore, base square will be equal to hypotenuse square minus perpendicular square. Hypotenuse you see here is 6 square. Perpendicular length is 2 square. Now we can write 36 minus 4. That's equal to 32. Now OC will be equal to square root of 32. Now OD length will be equal to 2 times of OC, because the OC C is the midpoint. Therefore, these two lengths OC and CD equal. Now we write is 2 square root of 32. Now we can write this length OD is 2 square root of 32. Now the length of OA will also be 6, because this is the radius. Now two lengths OA and OD is given, and the angle between them is also given. Therefore, we can find the length of this the length of AD by using cosine rule. In the cosine rule, 3 sides and 1 angle relationship. You see here 2 sides and 1 angle is given here. Therefore, the third length we can find, AD square, will be equal to sum of square of the 2 sides, AO square plus OD square minus 2 times of AO into OD into cos of angle. Between them, this is 135. Now AO square, we write C square, and 2 under square root of 32 into minus 2 times of AO is 6 into 2 into square root of 32 into cos of angle 135. Now we can write 36 plus 2 square is 4. 4 multiplied 32. That's equal to 128 minus 24 square root 32 into cos of 135 degree. Now we calculate it, and this will be equal to 36 plus 128 minus 24 multiply 32 square root multiply 135 cos, and this will be equal to 260. Now we take the square root 16.12. Now 260, and AD square is 260, and AD length will be equal to 260 square root, and this will be equal to 16.12, and this is the answer. Part 4, calculate the total area of the shape. Now you see here the shape having a sector region and one triangle OAD and another triangles OCB. Therefore, the total area of this shape will be equal to area of major sector OAB plus area of triangle AOD plus area of right angle triangles OCB. Now area of sector is equal to x degree over 360 multiply pi r square. Area of triangle AOD, you see here this is not a right angle triangle. We use this formula 1/2 OA into OD into sine of angle between them, sine 135, and the area of triangle OCB, this is the right angle triangle, 1/2 base into height. You see here base is CB, BC, and height is OC. Now we substitute the value. You see here the values of x here is 205.5 degree. Our 360 multiply 3.142 multiply radius is 6 square, and plus 1/2 into OA length is 6, OD length is 2 square root 32, and sine 135, that's equal to under root 2/2 plus 1/2 into BC length, you see here is 2 into OC length is square root 32. Now we we simplified 6 are 36 times 10 is 360. We write 20.55 into 3.142 plus 2 will be cancelled, and 2 times 3 is 6. Now square root 32 into 2 or square root 64, that's equal to 8. 3 into 8 plus square root 32, and this value is equal to 94.22. Now 94.22 centimeter square, the 3SF value will be 94.2 centimeter square is the answer. Part B, a sector of circle has radius 8 centimeter and area 160 centimeter square. A mathematically similar sector has radius 20 centimeter. Calculate the area of larger sector. You know the two similar figure, the ratios of the areas of two similar figure will be equal to square of the corresponding ratio. Now we write here is area of larger sector over area of smaller sector, that will be equal to square of the corresponding length of these sectors. Now you see here the corresponding length is the radius of larger sector we represent by capital R, and smaller sector is small r. You see here the area of larger sector we represent by A1 and this is A2, and the radius here is larger sector is 20 and smaller is 8. Now the small area of smaller sector is 160. Now we write here is 20 square is 400. Our 8 multiplied by 8. Now we simplify it. 8 times 5 is 40. And now A1 will be equal to 50 our 8 multiplied by 160. Now 8 times 20 is 160. 20 multiplied 50 is 1000. Now 1000 centimeters square is the answer. Question 9, A is the point 02, B is 33, C is the point 40. Determine if triangle ABC is scalene, isosceles or equilateral. You must show all your working. Now we draw a triangle here, and this is the point 02, and we name it as point A, and the next point B is 2233. This is 33. Now the point C is 40. Now this is the triangle, and we have to determine this triangle is scalene, isosceles or equilateral triangle. You know, in the equilateral triangle, all sides will be equal. In isosceles, two sides will be equal. In scalene, each side will be different. Now, firstly, we calculate the distance AB, BC, and AC. The distance AB, the formula, distance formula we will use here, x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, and this is equal to d square. Now define the distance between 2 points. We use this formula, and here we name the coordinate of A is x1 y1, the coordinate of B x2 y2, coordinate of C x3 y3. Now the difference between square of the difference between x coordinate will be x2 minus x1 is 3 minus 0 whole square. And next is the difference square of the difference between y coordinates, y2 minus y1, 3 minus 2 whole square. And this will be equal to 3 square is 9 and 3 minus 2 is 1, 1 square is 1. Therefore, this value equal to 10. Next, we will take the BC square. Now, BC square, you see here, we take the square of the difference between x coordinates. This will be equal to x3 minus x2. And therefore, 4 minus 3 whole square plus next is square of the difference between y coordinates. This will be equal to 0 minus 3 whole square. Now this value will be equal to 4 minus 3 is 1, 1 square is 1, and minus 3 whole square is 9. Therefore, this will be equal to 10. Next is AC. Now AC will be firstly, we will take the square of the difference between x coordinate, that's equal to x3 minus x1 whole square. And this will be equal to 4 minus 0 whole square. And next will be y3 minus y1 whole square. And this will be equal to 0 minus 2 whole square. And 4 minus 0 is 4. 4 square is 16. 0 minus 2 is 0 minus 2 is minus 2. Minus 2 whole square will be 4. This will be equal to 20. Now you see here AB square equal to BC square. And therefore we can write AB is equal to BC. You see here in this triangle, two sides of the triangles are equal. Therefore, this triangle will be the isosceles triangle. And we write the ABC triangle is isosceles. Next part of this question, part B. Find the equation of the line AC. Give your answer in the form of y equal to mx plus c. Now you see here, this is the line AC, and the coordinate of A is 0, 2, and the coordinate of C is 4, 0. gradient of AC line will be equal to MAC, and this is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 with 0 minus 2 over 4 minus 0, and this will be equal to minus 2 over 4, and this is minus 1 over 2. The equation here is y equal to minus 1 over 2x plus c. Y-intercept is 2, therefore we write directly value of y-intercept 1 over 2x plus 2. This is the equation of line AC. Next is the find the equation of the line perpendicular bisector AC. Give your answer in the form of y equal to mx plus c. You see here, this is the line, is the perpendicular bisector on AC, and we name it as this line is line L, and this line L is the perpendicular bisector on AC, and it passes through this point M. This is the midpoint of AC, and firstly we find the midpoint, and the midpoint will be equal to 0 plus 4 over 2 and 0 plus 2 over 2. These are the coordinate of midpoint of AC, and you see here 4 over 2 is 2 and 2 over 2 is 1. Therefore, this line will pass through this midpoint because this is the perpendicular bisector of AC. Now the equation of line y equal to mx plus c, here m AC is minus 1 over 2. Now the gradient of perpendicular to AC will be equal to negative reciprocal of this gradient AC. Now minus 1 over 2, we can write it as plus 2. Therefore, the equation of line will be equal to 2x plus c. But this line is passing the point having coordinate 2, 1. Therefore, we write it as y is equal to 1 and x is equal to 2. Now c will be equal to 1 minus 4 and c will be minus 3. Therefore, this equation become y equal to 2x minus 3. This is the answer. Part third, ABCD is a kite. The point D has coordinate W, 4W plus 1. Find the coordinate of D. We suppose that this is the point D, and we join these point A to D and C to D, and the diagonal BD, this is the diagonal BD, and you should remember the bigger diagonal always perpendicularly bisect the smaller diagonal, and it bisects the smaller diagonal, and therefore the gradient of perpendicular bisector we already find in the previous part is 2. Therefore, the gradient of BD will be equal to 2. Now the formula of gradient of BD will be equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You see here is the coordinate of D is W and 4D plus 1. Therefore, y2 is 4W plus 1 minus 3. Our W minus 3 equal to 2. And we can write it as 4W minus 2 equal to 2 multiplied W minus 3. And this will be equal to 4W minus 2 equal to 2W minus 6. And 4W minus 2W equal to minus 6 plus 2, and this will be equal to 2W equal to minus 4 and W equal to minus 2. The coordinate of D will be minus 2 and 4 into minus 2 plus 1, and this will be equal to minus 7, and therefore the coordinate of D will be minus 2 minus 7. Question number 10, part A. expand and simplify 4 into 2x minus 1 minus 6 into 3 minus x. Now firstly we multiply the 4 by 2x, we get 8x, and then 4 is multiplied by 1, we get minus 4, and same here is minus 6 multiplied by 3, minus 18, minus 6 multiplied by minus 6, that's equal to plus 6x. Now 8x plus 6x equal to 14x, minus 4 minus 18 equal to minus 22, and this is the answer. Now the part B, factorize completely part first 6x square y plus 9xy. Now firstly we take the common, for 3xy is a common, therefore 6x square y become 2x plus 3, and therefore the answer is 3xy into 2x plus 3. This is part second, 4x square minus y square plus 8x plus 4y. Now we can write this using the identity a square minus b square equal to a plus b into a minus b. And this will be 4x square. We can write 2x whole square minus y whole square and plus 8x plus 4y. Now we can write it as 2x plus y into 2x minus y and plus 8x plus 4y. 4 is a common, we write 2x plus y. Now 2x plus y and 2x plus y in both terms. Therefore, we take 2x plus y is taken as a common. Now, therefore, the remaining expression become 2x minus y plus 4, and this is the factorization of this part. Now, the next part of this question. Part C, Antonio traveled 100 kilometer at an average speed of x kilometer per hour. He then further traveled 150 kilometer an average speed of x plus 10 kilometer per hour. The time taken for whole journey 4 hours 30 minutes. Show that 3x square minus 620x minus 3000 equal to 0. See here, in the first journey, the total distance here is 100 kilometer and the speed is x kilometer per hour. Now the time expression will be equal to 100 over s. Now we use this formula, speed equal to distance over time. Therefore time will be equal to distance over speed. Now this is the first journey time. There was a second journey, 150 kilometer distance, d2, and the average speed is x plus 10 kilometer per hour, and the time will be equal to 150 over x plus 10, because the time equal to distance over speed, and distance is 150, speed is 10. Now the total time will be equal to 100 over x plus 150 over x plus 10 equal to 13 over 3, and we take the LCM is x into x plus 10, and the denominator of 100 over x, it become x plus 10. Therefore, we multiply 100 with also x plus 10, and the denominator of the second fraction is become the denominator of the second fraction is x is now x into x plus 10. Therefore, we have to multiply numerator by x also. Now 150 x multiply 150, that's equal to 13 over 3, that's equal to 100x plus 1000 plus 150x over x square plus 10x equal to 13 over 3, and this will be equal to 250x plus 1000 over x square plus 10x equal to 13 over 3. Now we multiply left side by 3, and this 3 multiply 250x plus 1000, and the denominator of left side shift to right, it becomes 13 multiply x square plus 10x, and we can write it as 750x plus 3000 equal to 13x square plus 130x, and 13x square plus 130x minus 750 minus 3000 equal to 0. 13x square minus 620x minus 3000 equal to 0. Hence, it is proved. Part second, solve the equation to find the speed Antonio traveled for first 100 kilometer. You must, all you are working, give your answer correct to one decimal place. Here is the equation is 13x square minus 620x minus 3000 equal to 0. This is the quadratic equation, and we can solve this quadratic equation by using quadratic formula. X equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac square root of this our 2a. Here is the b, you see here a is 13, the coefficient of x square is a, coefficient of x is b, is minus 620, the c is minus 3000. Now we write this minus 620 plus minus 620 whole square minus 4 times a is 13 minus 3000, and square root of this our 2 of 13, and we write is plus 620 plus minus 620 square plus 4 multiply 13 multiply 3000. This will be equal to 540,400. We take the square root, and this is equal to plus minus 735.12 over 26, and 620 plus 735.12 over 26, and second value is x equal to 620 minus 735.12 over 26. Now the answer is this will be equal to 52.11, and we take the second value. The second value will be, this will be equal to minus 4.4. Now we ignore the negative value because the speed is in positive. We take the positive value, therefore x equal to 52.1 kilometer per hour is the answer. Question 11. The diagram shows a sketch of y equal to 18 plus 5x minus 2x square. Find the coordinates of A, B, and C. See here the coordinate of B, we can find point B, x coordinate is 0, x equal to 0. Therefore, this equation y equal to 18 plus 5x minus 2x square, it become 18 plus 0 minus 0 is equal to 18. The coordinate of B will be equal to 0, 18. Next, the coordinate of A and C. For coordinate for point A, the y coordinate will be 0. Therefore, we can write this y equal to 18 plus 5x minus 2x square equal to 0, 18 plus 5x minus 2x square, and we take that negative is a common, therefore it becomes negative 18, negative 5x plus 2x square, and we can write this 2x square minus 5x minus 18 equal to 0, and 18 times 2 is 36, and we take the factor of 36. Now you see here 9 times 4 is 36, therefore by midterm breaking we factorize this and we can write the middle value as minus 9x plus 4x minus 18 equal to 0, and x is taken as a common, therefore 2x minus 9 plus 2 is a common is 2x minus 9 equal to 0, and this will be equal to 2x minus 9 into x plus 2 equal to 0. Therefore, 2x minus 9 equal to 0 or x plus 2 equal to 0. Therefore, x equal to 9 over 2, and here is x equal to minus 2, and therefore the coordinate of A will be 9 minus 2 0, and the coordinate of B will be 9 over 2 is 4.5, 4.5, therefore 4.50, the coordinate of E minus 2 0, 4B is 4.50, and C is 0.18, and this is the answer. Part B, differentiate 18 plus 5x minus 2x square. Now the differentiate with respect to x d over dx, 18 plus 5x minus 2x square. The derivative of 18 is 0. The derivative of 5x is 5 into 1 minus derivative of 2x square. We write 2 into the derivative of x is 2 into x power 2 minus 1, and therefore this value equal to 5 minus 4x, and this is the derivation of this expression. Now find the coordinates of the point y equal to 18 plus 5x minus 2x square where gradient is 17. You know derivative of y with respect to x is equal to gradient of this function, and you see here the gradient is 17, and the derivative of y dy over dx, you see here is y equal to 18 plus 5x minus 2x square. Therefore, dy over dx will be equal to 5 minus 4x, 2x square. 5 minus 4x, we write 5 minus 4x equal to 17. Therefore, 5 minus 17 equal to 4x, and x will be equal to 4x equal to minus 12 and x equal to minus 3, and the y coordinate we can find if we substitute the value here, x equal to minus 3, therefore y will be equal to 18 plus 5 into minus 3 minus 2 into minus 3 whole square. Therefore, 18 minus 15 minus 2 into 9 plus 18 minus 18 will be cancelled, minus 15. Therefore, the coordinate of x is minus 3, the coordinate of y is minus 15. This is the answer.